Foxborough woke up with that kind of buzz that can swing an entire fan base's mood on a dime. And today, it's 4 different storylines that all connect like one long domino run. One of them is about the future of our defensive island, and a very specific number that's about to become real leverage. Another is the temptation every Patriots fan understands. Protect Drake Maye like a true franchise quarterback, not just in theory. The third feels small at first glance, but it can win games in ways nobody's clipping into a highlight tweet. And the fourth? It's the superstar receiver name Patriots fans keep yelling, except the price might be flat out insulting. Would you still stick to a disciplined plan when it's uncomfortable? We're getting into all of it. And before we're done, I'm going to point to the exact moment where the front office can't afford to blink. If you want to see how a team climbs back toward championship football, watch what it does with one elite player. Christian Gonzalez has turned into that test case. The league puts out the 2026 salary cap number, and suddenly it's not vibes anymore. It's straight math. If the Patriots choose to exercise Gonzalez's 5th-year option, it's $18.119 million, and they've got until May 1st to pick it up or walk away. On paper, that looks like routine business. In reality, that's where the big picture decisions start. That option is the safe floor. You hit it, and you buy another year of control. But the part that changes the conversation is what Elliott Wolf basically hinted at during the Combine. He said they love Christian. They'll talk when the timing makes sense, and he called out the step Gonzalez took this year. That's not something you just brush off. It suggests this isn't only about keeping him in the building, it's about building around him. And this is exactly where Patriots Nation splits quickly. One side is like, pay him, lock it in, no games. The other side says, hold up, don't let the market back you into a corner. Both sides have a point. The danger is waiting so long that the market chooses the number for you. Miguel Benzan projected New England's 2026 cap space at $41,293,841 after the official league cap of $301.2 million, and Gonzalez's current deal is only counting $4.8 million right now. So yes, the space is there. The real question is how you use it, to buy time or to buy certainty. And Gonzalez is absolutely worth the headache. Pro Bowl. Started 14 games, 69 tackles, 10 passes defended, matching up with top receivers week after week. That's not just production, that's identity. He's big, long, athletic, sticky in man coverage, and smart enough to matter in zone because he keeps his eyes on the quarterback. Guys like that don't get cheaper, they just don't. So the tension is pretty simple. Do the Patriots prioritize short-term control or long-term commitment? Because how you pay a corner like this tells you what kind of defense you're trying to be. And that decision runs right into something every fan feels in their stomach: Drake Maye's protection. Let me say this. I can't watch Maye run an offense and pretend the offensive line is some side note. It isn't. It's the on-off switch for everything you want to do. That's why the Trent Williams conversation hits so hard. I get it instantly. A move like that changes how Sundays feel in Foxborough. But I'm not here to romanticize it. People have pointed out Will Campbell had a rough playoff run, and yeah, that's part of the discussion. It's also fair to remember he played well before he landed on injured reserve with a knee injury. Still, and this matters, he's not Trent Williams. Treating it like Hall of Fame or bust is a trap, and that's not how you build a roster that lasts. Here's the thing. When fans say this rebuild is ahead of schedule and the Patriots have $42.7 million in cap space to upgrade the roster, that's not just optimism, that's pressure. If you've got that kind of flexibility, you don't get to hide behind excuses. So the question becomes real. Do you spend a big chunk of that on a veteran tackle who gives you immediate stability? Or do you spread that money across multiple weak spots and build a deeper, more complete team? Because both paths are right there. The right now path is obvious. Someone like Williams gives Maye time. Play action becomes something defenses actually have to respect. You're not living in constant third and long. Your coordinator can call more aggressive concepts because the pocket isn't collapsing on schedule. And yeah, it changes the locker room. Players feel it when the team says, we're protecting our guy. The be careful path is real too. Veteran offensive line help costs a lot, and big money always carries risk. Tie yourself to the wrong deal at the wrong price, and you can buy 1 year of relief than 2 years of regret. With this roster trending young, the Patriots can't afford to become prisoners of a short-term fix. This debate is going to get loud, and you already know what the comments look like. "Bring him in, the window's open," versus "Stop chasing names and build the unit." What puts me on alert is this: if the front office truly believes the championship window is open, it has to move like it believes it. If it plays scared, that message gets delivered to Maye whether anyone says it out loud or not. And while everyone's staring at the big, shiny moves, there's a smaller area where good teams steal wins, and the Patriots have a legitimate problem. They've got to own it. The kickoff return game became a real hole. Not a luxury, not a niche special teams nerd conversation. It's field position. It's free points over the course of a season. It's drives starting with an advantage. And with the new kickoff rules, that edge can swing games every week. That's why a quieter name is popping up as a low-cost, high-speed answer: Wetchen. Nobody needs to pretend his receiving numbers are jaw-dropping. He caught just 20 passes this past year. He's not walking in as your WR2. The appeal is versatility. Slot, outside, maybe even some backfield looks. He's leaned into the idea that he can be a unicorn in today's NFL. Smaller body, but multi-use, and a nightmare to account for if you keep moving him around. But the real reason he's in this conversation is special teams. That's what pushed him to the East-West Shrine Bowl and then to Indianapolis. And when you look at what the Patriots dealt with, it lines up. After a couple early flashes, kickoff return turned into a revolving door. Antonio Gibson was released this week after an ACL tear ended his season, and once he went down, they rotated through options: Kyle Williams, Efton Chisholm, Dernis Johnson, and nothing stuck. The team isn't hiding the issue either. Elliott Wolf said at the Combine it's an area they can improve, that blocking has to level up under the new rules, and that an explosive returner matters. That's basically a public signal. They're going after this. And yes, this one will split fans too. Some people hate spending draft capital on a returner and will call it small ball. Others understand you can steal invisible yards without spending big cap money. Wetchen fits that exact lane. Blazing speed, a 40 time expected to be among the fastest in the class, and a cheap acquisition cost, projected around the 6th or 7th round, with some thinking he could even slip and become a priority undrafted free agent. Think about that for a second. If the Patriots miss again at returner, they're donating field position and rhythm to opponents for free. If they hit, they're manufacturing chunk plays without asking Maye to play perfect football. And once you're talking about manufacturing offense, you run right into the biggest anxiety in this fan base: the star wide receiver chase. Because the A.J. Brown storyline never really dies. It's the perfect name for Patriots Nation. Elite talent, plus the Mike Vrabel connection that makes it feel like the dots are already drawn. But coming out of the Combine, it didn't feel wide open. It felt like a door that's cracked, with a chain on it. What's being floated is pretty simple. There's still a strong impression Philadelphia hasn't ruled out a trade for the right price, but that price is being viewed as egregious. And if you're New England, you're not in a place to light draft picks on fire like you've got a flawless roster everywhere else. According to Andrew Callahan and Doug Kayed of the Boston Herald, the Patriots have explored trade talks involving Brown because they want to upgrade the offense around Drake Maye in 2026, especially the receiving core. But the current asking price is viewed as unserious. That's not, it's expensive. That's, we can't even start here. Emotionally, I get why fans want it. A.J. Brown changes the geometry of the field. Safeties have to respect him. The run game breathes. Your quarterback gets a margin for error that a young roster usually doesn't have yet. But the discipline side matters just as much. If that asking price is truly above what recent receiver trades have cost, the Patriots have to be willing to say no. The comparison being made is to a deal similar to what Pittsburgh paid for DK Metcalf. And the point is, if it were in that neighborhood, we'd be having a totally different conversation. If it's way beyond that, you're buying hype and selling future. There's also that extra layer fans worry about. The piece mentions an aging player with apparent knee issues. Even if he's still elite, mixing that kind of risk with an outrageous price is exactly how you wreck a rebuild that's actually on track. The Patriots are trying to grow a young core together. Overpaying in draft capital can crack that plan in one move. So if the brown door stays locked at that price, the Patriots have to pivot to other receiver trade possibilities. Names like DJ Moore, George Pickens, or Brian Thomas Jr. Younger options that, in this conversation, are being framed as more viable, and that's the thread tying the whole day together. These four stories aren't separate. They're a blueprint for what the Patriots want to be in 2026. The defense gets its identity when you handle a talent like Christian Gonzalez the right way, instead of letting the market play you. The offense becomes real when Maye stops living in survival mode, because protection isn't optional. Special teams can steal wins when nobody's watching, especially with the kickoff changes. And hovering over everything is the temptation of the superstar receiver, and the discipline to not pay an absurd toll just to win a headline. The mistake the front office can't make is confusing urgency with desperation. So I'm asking you, what would you do first? Do you pay up for the star, or do you build this thing with patience and leverage? Drop your take in the comments. I want the debate. And if you're riding with Patriots Nation every day, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.